Hey, good morning, fellow agents. Just wanted to come to you and offer a hopefully brief word of encouragement and just to share a little bit of how I'm thinking about the market right now and my sales, my process, my mindset, I suppose, as I'm speaking with my clients. I think there's a lot of unrest with our buyers and sellers, watching the headlines and all the scare tactics out there that are maybe on a national level that don't apply so much locally, but somewhat do. I think that we're being called as agents more than ever to lead our clients towards correct information and help them interpret that information. And I think we can do so really in a positive light in a lot of ways. Yes, interest rates are higher, but that's not the only component to moving towards somebody accomplishing what they want to accomplish, buying or selling, right? So I think when it comes to some of those conversations, it's easy, and I catch myself in this all the time. I try and fight it as best I can, and ultimately what I want to do is encourage you to fight it as best you can as well, of going down that negative rabbit hole of, rates are high, nobody's going to move because they have a 2.5% rate, yada, yada, yada. I think that's a slippery slope, and we need to fight that as much as we can. I think if we can spin that in a positive way of saying, yes, rates are higher compared to where they are, where they were 2 years ago, 3 years ago. However, that has opened the doors for a totally new segment of offers. I think Lauren in our office, she got an accepted first right offer the other day on a home that had been on the market for 7 days. That is unheard of. And so that allows those buyers who don't have the appraisal waiver possibilities or the waiving of inspection possibilities, that allows that buyer to do a buy and sell where in 21, 20, they couldn't do that. So I think there's a whole nother segment of the market that is actually going to do really well. Clients are potentially asking you, the market's going to crash. What do you see there? And I think there's no data to support the market crashing. I think if anything, unit count will be lower, in the next year or so. But that doesn't mean prices will be lower. I think that means actually prices will stay the same or rise, is what that means. And then a lot of people saying that they're going to lower rates, or they're going to move when the rates get lower. And I think, again, that brings it back to the conversation of, well, if rates go to 4 or 5, I think the market's going to respond like they were 2.5 and 3.5 in 2020 and 2021. I think there's so much pent-up demand that these buyers on the sidelines are going to go crazy. And so you're going to see a lot of that craziness in buyer activity and competition. And so do you, Mr. or Mrs. Buyer, do you want to deal with that? Or would you rather be more selective because you've got less competition right now in this higher rate environment? I think things that I say that are not helpful sometimes in conversations are, the market is weird, the market is crazy, it's super challenging. And I think it's fair to say the market is complex, things like that. I would stay away from some of those negative words that a client can hear just that one word and then they go down that rabbit hole. But the truth is, it is complex. And I think it's a fair question in those conversations, how is the market? I think I would answer that with a question back to them of, which market are you referring to? Are you referring to the luxury market? Are you referring to single family, 300,000 to 400,000? Are you referring to investment properties? For instance, Fannie and Freddie just set up regulations to where on, I believe, 2 to 4 units, you can put as little as 5% down on an investment property. Well, I would assume that's going to have a good impact on the value of a duplex through a fourplex, because now somebody can put only 5% down versus 20 to 25. So, I think the question back to them to continue that conversation, hopefully into a productive range, is, well, which market are you referring to? And to the client or the potential client, they probably haven't even thought that there's multiple markets. There is a real estate market. Well, we know that's not true, but we sometimes kill that conversation before it gets there. So that's something I'm constantly working on. I would encourage you to do the same. I also think that it's important to know that agents are, everybody still has the potential to have a great year. I know there's a lot of agents in our office that are having great years. And I think mindset plays a lot into that, and just the conversations that we're having sort of fulfill that prophecy of how our year is going to look. So just wanted to offer a word of encouragement to everybody to stay strong and stay positive, and also, functionally speaking, for practice on some of these objection handlers and some of these conversations. The monthly agent meeting that's upcoming next week, I think we'll have some good practice for that. So hope to see you there.